Hello everybody, welcome back to Pitter Patter Pop. Today we are here with a slightly different video than the last one I made. This one we are going to be discussing one of the newest units to the game, that being Voiced Fugo. So in this video I'm going to be just going over what this character does, how their skill works, if they're worth it, just kind of everything you need to know about Voiced Fugo. So to kick us off, I'm just going to explain his skill. Basically, what he does is he has an erase pattern where it's skill level 1, if you'll look here. These bottom 3 panels, so at the very bottom, they make that little L shape. He only pops that. And if he pops a box in that shape, he will pop the same pattern above it. And then if he pops a box again, he will make the pop-a pattern again above that. So his max erasing power would be 18 if he breaks 2 boxes. But if you don't break any boxes, you will only be getting 6 tiles erased. And it's kind of easier if you just see it. So I'm actually just going to play the skill video for you guys right here. This will kind of help show you a little better than I can explain how his ability works. So you'll see it pops those tiles. So as you can see, basically what he did is he popped those tiles, and since he popped 2 boxes, he continued to pop more tiles. And at the very end, he placed some enhanced bubble tiles for his partner, which is pretty useful. They're okay. So what I'd like to talk about, and this is probably going to be the biggest focus of the video, is his setbacks. I don't believe this unit's very good, and I'm going to kind of cut to the chase a tiny bit. I don't think he's worth trying to get, solely because the fact he's way worse than the original Fugo. I wish I had original Fugo here so I could show you guys his skill levels. But that Fugo's best, he will be erasing 24 tiles. At this Fugo's best, he can only erase 18. And this Fugo requires setup before you use this skill. He requires you to have 2 boxes to get the most out of his skill. When the other Fugo doesn't need any setup, you can just pop the skill and it erases 6 more tiles. Like, that's just, I'm not sure why they exactly put this limit to him when his regular version breaks more tiles and doesn't have that same restraint. I don't understand quite why they decided to give him that restraint. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So as you'll see here in the skill levels, skill level 1, of course, is his worst, where he's only at max breaking you 9 panels with an 85 cooldown. That is completely atrocious. I mean, that's just really bad. And then skill level 2, it slightly gets better. It increases to a 12 panel pop, but that's still not very great. Skill level 3, your cooldown goes down to 80, which is a little above average cooldown. It's a little on the higher end for these kind of units. And then skill level 4, where he's at his, well, not his best, but the amount of tiles he breaks is at its best, which that is 18. Which, I mean, 18 is not bad, but so many other units do it better. Like, his normal version pops 24. Voice Cars pops 24, I believe, too. Although I don't know that one for a fact, so don't quote me on that. There are so many other tile erasers that do so much more than 18. And the fact that, I mean, he'd be passable if he didn't have to use a box. If he didn't have to use boxes. But the fact he has to use boxes makes it so terrible. It makes it a very bad ability. So, the only reason I could even see someone wanting to pull this unit is his overall look and sound. I think they did this guy dirty because, in my opinion, he's probably the most fun unit to play going off of his skill animation and his voice lines. They are both so good. The skill animation where, you know, the purple haze shoots the little bubble, and then there's a cloud of smoke and purple haze starts attacking. That's amazing. I love that skill animation. I think it's one of the best in the game. Probably not the best, but it is definitely up there. And then the voice lines for this guy are all super good. But he's not good. It's really just, it comes down to a matter of the character isn't what it should have been. They could have done so much more with this Voiced Fugo, and they just didn't. They really just made a nerfed normal Fugo that requires setup. And I can't comprehend why they exactly thought that was necessary. But overall, this unit, I don't think he's worth going after, if I'm being completely honest. I think there's just too many problems with him. The negatives outweigh the benefits, basically. There's too much wrong with him that it just completely overshadows what's great about him, which, as I said, is his look and his voice lines. So yeah, that's basically it. Summary, don't summon on this guy, or at least if you summon on him, don't go for him. Go for the big ticket item of his banner, which is Voiced Giorno, who is a much better unit. I cannot recommend that unit enough. But Voiced Fugo, overall, yeah, it's a no for me, man. He's just not good. It's the sad truth about it. Well, anyways, thank you for watching this little unit review. I'm going to try to do more of these so I can kind of help you guys. Because I know there's some players out there who don't quite know who's worth pulling on, who they should save for. So I want to do this kind of serious, so I can kind of let you guys know, hey, you know, you should be pulling on this guy, you know, oh, don't pull on this guy, he's not good. Which, and in the end, I don't have any control over anyone who watches this video. If you want to summon on the character, go for it. I know a lot of people who are very happy for this character. They're ecstatic over it because they love Fugo, and that's great. I mean, I love Fugo. Even though I think this unit is bad, I'm still glad to have him as a collector's piece because he looks cool and he sounds cool. Even if I'm not playing with him, it's still cool that he's here. But for those players out there, especially for the free-to-play players who have to be very wise with what they pull on, don't go for this guy. He's just not worth it. I would recommend just praying for normal Fugo instead. So yeah, thank you all for watching. See ya.